Hey guys, today we are going to do an overview of the ReadyMotion relay board. So there it is down there. This relay board can handle up to 8 relays at 10 amps apiece. These relays can be operated as normally open or normally closed. In this example, I have a common going to the middle terminal of 110, and then I have a normally open connection here. If you do want to use a normally closed connection, you would wire it up so it is on the terminal to the left. These relays also can use DC or AC at 10 amps apiece. The relay board, as you see, is only connected with 1 dB cable. So that's all that's here. It's just 1 dB cable that's wired up to the ReadyMotion main board here. The main board can handle up to 35 relays, or 7 boards. And basically what you do to wire it is you plug your DB cable in right there, plug the DB cable into the relay board, make sure your power is off while you do that. While the power is still off, you're going to need to run also 24 volts to the main relay board rail here, which are these terminals up here. Doesn't matter which 24 volt terminals you use there. Why there is 4 is if you do want to break out and you need to power 24 volts with something else, you just have 2 extra terminals. So what I did is I just took a 24 volt lead here, screwed it into those terminals, again put the DB cable on, turned on the power, and I'm ready to go. The relays, they are programmed by using M code, because our whole system is revolved around the G code, and so you just use M codes to run these relays. What I'll do is kind of show you an example. We'll kind of swing over here to a computer that's going to have our user interface on. But what I'm going to go ahead and show you is if you did go to our website here, we could see what M code we need to use to program the relays. For our example, I have relay 2 plugged in. Basically, they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go over here. I'm going to open up a web browser and I'm going to go to www.readymotioncontrol.com. Then what I'm going to do is go to support, and I'm going to go to Programming ReadyMotion. Alright, Programming ReadyMotion will list all the G code and M codes that are involved with our system. So this will be the G code overview, and then G code codes. But I'm going to go to machine options here. These are their M codes that will also control our output blocks. And as you can see, you have your output block 1, your output number, and the M code that's attached to it. Our relay board is connected to the output block 2. And how I know this, so if I go back over here and I go to our main board here, it works clockwise. So as you see, I have output block 1 right here. Our DB cable is connected to output block 2. And you can see there's output block 3, steppers. This will be 4, 5, 6, 7. So as you can see, you can hook up a lot of relay boards up to this board. And for power consumption and worrying about using too much power for the board, that is not an issue. Since the power is coming from an external source, you can technically turn on all 35 relays at one time if you wanted to. Alright, so let's go back down here. So we know we are on output block 2, and we are using output 2. So you can see that my bits then are M22 and M23. So what I'm going to do now is use those bits to turn on our relay example. And one other thing before we get started here. So I do have 110 plugged into that relay there. And then that relay is going to control this router that's plugged into that shapeco. Okay, so let's see if this works here. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the user interface. And instead of using the I have a preset program for an example down here. So I'm going to go ahead and use these macros here to send my code. So I already pre-programmed M22 right here. So as soon as I click this button, it should send the code M22, and we'll be off and running. So let's try it. So I just sent the code. You can see it in the console, M22 sent. And that turned on our router here. You can see the lights on, everything's running. Another way, if you don't have a big noisy router running, you can see that the relay light's on there. That status light, that little green light there, that's saying, hey, that relay's on. I'm going to go ahead though and go back to this macro. And I'm going to turn off that relay by using M23. So I'm going to go ahead and click this macro 6. It's going to instantly send M23 to the console, and everything shuts off. One good thing about using these M codes is when you are programming your outputs, a lot of times you'd have to run sync with G codes and different things like that. With these M codes, what you would do is you'll just put it in where you want it to turn on in your program and where you want it to turn off in your program. So on this program here, it's basically generated just using our Inkscape plugin that you could get from our website. And basically what it did is it's going to run some coordinate stuff. It's then going to send that M22, which will be the drill is going to turn on, or router. Then it's going to run some time delays, some more coordinates, and then it's going to turn off the drill at this exact time. It's not going to do it before, it's not going to do it after, it's going to do it right there in the program. So I'm going to go ahead and run an example and show you guys. Let me make sure that my buttons are enabled. I'm going to go up to our user interface here and click Enable Buttons. What that does is make it so I could use mechanical buttons to run the software, or a keypad. Just makes it a little easier when I'm not looking at the screen. So there is our test machine here. I'm going to go ahead and start the cycle. Basically, it's just going to drill 4 coordinates in there. You can see it's turning off that router just fine. And I'll go ahead and run it again here. And you'll see the relay board's working just fine. Everything's turning on and off just like it should. We tried making this relay board as easy to program as possible by using just the M codes to turn it on and off. Each one of these relays will just have the M code. So this one will probably be 24 to turn it on, 25 to turn it off. Same thing, this one will be 21 to turn it on, or I'm sorry, 20 to turn it on, and 21 to shut it off. If you have any questions or concerns, or want to ask us questions about our system, just go to www.readymotioncontrol.com and go to contact us, and we'll be more than happy to ask any or answer any questions or help you with any concerns you might have. Just run the cycle one more time and kind of leave it at that.